Hey, what's up YouTube? Down on Paris 21 here back with the group. Another episode of Group Talk. So first episode we were talking about teams and such, blah blah blah. But episode 2, we're actually gonna be talking a little bit more overall about the game.
More like and appreciates.
Yeah, something that this guy can actually like. But introduce ourselves really quick. So me, Domino Paris 21. My avatar is Coco.
I like how we just kind of changed avatars. Anyway, what's up?
I have 2.
What's up, you guys? It's Warlike36 here, and I actually am using Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Lukier for this build, for this talk.
Wait, say that again.
Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Lukier.
That's how you pronounce it, not Luke Queer. People say Luke Queer.
Hey guys, this is I am Vanguard. My avatar is Phantom Blaster Overlord.
He didn't even change it.
What a hipster. King of Overlord.
So, this Victor, I'm basically this man's cameraman. I'm using Sandfield.
You guys probably seen he has all the Angel Feather decks on my channel. Check them out.
Angel Beats.
Angel Beats.
That's what's
All
up.
Angel Beats.
Anyways, Zakuro here, or Kuro, for some reason they call me on the internet. And I have 2 cards here because, well,
he couldn't decide which one.
I couldn't decide.
So
Also
to put
because
both of them on there.
we're also talking about it anyways, so
Yeah,
why not?
that's true.
Well, speaking of it, now, if you guys are familiar with Warlike and 36's videos, we did one little discussion talking about break rides. And I know a major concern in the community right now that a lot of people has expressed towards me too is that there's this sudden power creep that's going on in this game that some people like it, some people don't. But one thing with this power creep is that eventually we feel like you can only do so much when it comes to just giving your clan a lot of power for its abilities. So so for this episode we're talking about some unique mechanics we could try to introduce to the game that's been absent to maybe kind of refresh the game, I guess you can say.
I guess that's probably the best way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll let you start.
Alright, well, like you said, the break rides, it's just, overall, I mean, just for the record,
Gancelot over Gancelot over Gancelot.
Okay, no, we're not fighting like IG here.
No,
so
let's
give him
not
back
do
his
that.
freaking avatar.
Yeah, we're not that good. We're not as good as
Wait, define good again? No, that's not good. That's
Gancelot.
stupid.
Gancelot.
I'm sorry.
Gancelot.
Hey, look, it just
Anyways,
Alright. So, I mean, he actually did what was the name?
The round table.
Yeah, no, not the round table. No, your duel video between your fight video.
Genesis.
Yeah, it was
International War.
Yeah, his international war. It was actually My Pale Moon versus our buddy's Genesis deck. As soon as he break rided, he just destroyed me.
Call the garbage man because it got trashed.
But I mean, just that overall power creep just ends up causing a lot. It just causes too much of a power gain, and it just causes sometimes even a lack of opponent's interaction. And I think that's the one thing that Vanguard's really starting to have a lacking of. I mean, the only time the opponent interacts during another player's turn is when they're guarding. Yeah. I mean, they don't actually ever do anything else except sit there and watch and just sit on their ass until they actually have to wait to guard.
Because I think it comes to the point now where the game is just way too simple. Where I mean, even some players that I know, some really good, well-established players, are getting a little bored with the game. Even myself, I got bored sometimes because all you're really doing for the most part is making a column, attacking, guarding, and really all you do is sit there and let your opponent do his thing without any worries. But one thing we thought about doing is maybe there's mechanics we can add to this game where it involves interaction with the player. You know, maybe, I don't know, for all you Yu-Gi-Oh guys out there, Veiler, negate effects. That way, both players...
Fuck you, Silent Tone. Here's my Veiler.
Yeah, but maybe there's some way so there's a little bit more increased interaction during both players' turns, so it's not just one person sits there, makes a column, attacks, guard, and then it's just back and forth, because it comes to a certain point where that's all you're doing.
Well, to be honest, just my opinion was this game was built to be simple. It wasn't built to be complicated like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't
the thing
like
was,
that either, though.
because I'll tell you now, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh since it actually was introduced in America back in 2002, and it actually was, believe it or not, a simple game.
Right, of course.
Probably
I played it in 2000.
Yeah.
It's just until you hit...
normal monsters.
It's until you hit this ceiling.
Back when everything was normal monsters.
There we go. Blue Eyes was a boss back then.
Hey guys,
Anyways, not about you.
Yeah, let's not get out.
But the whole point of it is just that it's getting to a point where you can only do so much that it's hitting the ceiling where it's where do you go from there?
Wait,
I mean,
if you're doing stealing, wouldn't it just be like this then?
Yes,
You're doing you're hitting the floor. Now you're supposed to hit the ceiling. There we go.
the ceiling's clapping too.
Well,
Anyways.
besides that.
But yeah,
Okay,
that's kind of what we're talking about. So we had some ideas of some fun new mechanics we could probably introduce to help encourage interaction. So I think you had one idea. So
Alright,
to
well, honestly, this is a little more biased towards the Dark Zone Nation players, so Spike Brothers, Dark Regulars, and Pale Moons, but I always figured to have a Soul Trigger. So basically, whenever you get 5,000, damage checks, alright, you got a Soul Trigger, plus 5,000 power, and you Soul Charge one. I thought that was hilarious, honestly.
That's pretty cool. Right there.
Since he said a trigger, I kind of thought of a trigger too. It's called a guard block trigger. So if you hit that, if the person that drive check hits that trigger, the opponent can't guard for that one attack. Like whoever gets the effect.
Alright, broken.
That's a little broken. You're basically giving Silent Tom a trigger right there. You realize that, right?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out the fact, if something like that happens, it might encourage.
Think about that. I mean,
stuff.
if you get a guard block trigger and then
it can't. It doesn't happen the whole game. It just whoever gets the effect.
Still, a one-turn Tom is pretty retarded.
What if there was a toughness trigger? Hey, I hit this trigger, I take 1 less damage for this battle. So you can't 4 damage crit me now.
If anything,
that's actually interesting.
Actually, one thing I was thinking of, before you do your damage, if you do take a damage, at least a clan or nation, or at least even a unit that would do it, is that if you're a Vanguard, you actually take a damage check that's more than 2 critical, Counterblast 2, you -1 crit.
Yeah, toughness.
Yeah, I mean, that would essentially be a toughness effect.
That would be like shield, just like shield trigger.
Yeah, there
You can just call it shield trigger and just be like.
Toughness sounds cooler.
It's either or.
Yeah, but I think ideally to really kind of bring a new, I guess you could say, refreshment to the game. I'm not good with vocabulary, but
he pointed out negation. So
negation. Maybe there's something
component interaction.
Yeah, there's something with the interaction that encourages the interaction. So it's not like because with when we play, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about anything.
Right.
But now maybe there's maybe a grade 1 that sits back there. It says rest this, discard a card, negate the activated skill of this card and retire it. Something like that. That way it makes your opponent think twice about having to freely call his cards, freely activate skills. So there's interaction. So it goes to a different level of playing where it could be a little bit more skillful to play the game, where you can decide whether you should use the resources to stop this, stop this. So
Sambaku, because you have to decide
I like
the
that
Sambaku is actually a really
that card's
example.
That card's good because it's not even just against cross rides. It could be cards like Coco,
Break rides.
Coco,
Break rides.
Break rides.
Break rides.
I think honestly Zanbaku is, it's a very I guess I'm trying to think of the right word for
It's
it.
different.
It's
from
an underrated treasure, honestly, if you really think about it. Because right now, the only thing you think is really good against would be cross rides and maybe MLB if you have to ride a grade 3 to grade 3, or escalate the blaster.
Yeah. But it's also good against grade 3s that constantly call itself like Garmors, Kokaitis, Cocos. So it just makes the player think twice of whether
before he discards.
Right. So it makes it so it kind of makes him stops and think. So because it comes to that point where. You already have your columns. Once you have your columns, you just make your columns. Is this gonna hit for a 10k block? Sure, attack. That's really where it comes down to, and you're free to do that. So I think to help spice up the game, something like that. I think the Zanbaku is a good first step towards that. But maybe with every clan, maybe something more creative like that for every clan will encourage a little bit more interaction.
Thinking, to be honest, I think less when I played this game comparing to other games I've been playing. So
it's pretty direct.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think, but still, it's kind of simple.
You're free to do whatever, and all you do, really, for the most part, you make columns attack. I mean, unless you're playing a crazy deck Pale Moon.
Let's see, because when you were talking about it earlier,
Spike Brothers. There are some decks that are really nice.
I said it twice.
There's a lot of decks out there that has good creative skills that is a little bit more skill intensive. But for the most part, this is the main mechanic of the game. That still is not going to change the mechanic of the game, of just making columns and attacking. So I think something that can force negation, force your opponent to really stop and think about his plays, and it'll help improve players because it forces them to better their game and decide, what's best to do or not. So I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Vic, you haven't said anything? Any second
You're being
thoughts?
silent, Angel Feather guy. Come on.
I don't know.
Really? Come on.
We're doing this video for a reason. You said you
You're
wanted
just
to
the
talk about it.
cameraman?
Yeah, basically the cameraman.
Well, he does play Angel Feathers, which is a pretty good interactive deck.
Yeah, pretty much if I get a trigger and I have Sam Shield at Vanguard, I could guard less from my hand.
Yeah, and plus you have a toolbox with your hand.
And not to mention, your Valkyrie no heal can technically be a 10k shield sometimes, which is pretty nice.
If you're hitting for 16.
Doesn't gain, or doesn't Angel Feathers gain from that when you take damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime something goes to damage zone, you gain 2.
Without triggers, that's really good.
Yeah.
And also, like, Angel Feathers, I think is underrated, underplayed.
Yeah.
Wes, last minute thoughts, cameraman. I know you had like one thing to say.
I had one thing to say, I just kind of forgot about it.
Okay,
Oh.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, this is a few things that we're talking about. Because I know like some of you guys have been messaging me about it, what I feel about brake rides. I even have a discussion video about what I felt about them. My mind has changed a little bit about them, but that would be for another thing.
Oh, I remember now.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's
he
a
remembers.
negation trigger. It's kind of like a negation trigger. Like if they're critting you, it just stops the damage.
Freezes it.
There was
Just
a great,
freezes it.
there was like a
Nullifies.
great sports
Nullifies
car,
it.
but
An example of that.
White
It's white shorts.
Yeah, white shorts. If you played white shorts, you get it.
Yeah.
It's a climax.
Yeah, but there you have it, guys. This is our little thoughts and opinions of some other thing we can do to help freshen the game. Bushiro, if you're watching us, take our thoughts in mind. Just give credit to us.
Just take thoughts.
Yeah, but leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. And as always, subscribe to We're Like in 36. To I Am Vanguard. To Domino Paris 21. To
Zakuro.
Zakura. I don't know.
Let's just do that one.
I don't have a channel,
And just
so
say
I'm going
hello.
to get this cameraman.
Just say hello to this guy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you never
anyways,
see me.
thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next episode.
If you see a podcast, slap him.